All right. Should be live now. All right, let me just edit a few things. Hey guys, give me just a second. We are public, and let me edit this too. Want to get a good thumbnail up there. All right, should be ready. Let's see who we got on. We've got, oh my. Hello, everybody. Man, it is, I'm excited. This is the first time I've gotten so many on it so quickly. All right, well. So, first and foremost, thank you guys for joining on. I hope y'all enjoyed my most recent video that I did on the who would win in the faction war. And I left out the Wu Lin only because they joined later, and the initial question was about the Samurai, Vikings, and Knights. So, wanted to deal with them a little later. Yep, happy Halloween, Kevin. So, we're going to be talking about the Wu Lin almost specifically today, but I did want to address a few things. A couple of y'all in the Discord chat were talking to me about, oh man, there's this facet, like for example, and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Like y'all, I pointed out that the Vikings didn't necessarily have sea superiority because we see maps that have ports of other factions. But it was acknowledged to me that those maps don't necessarily mean anything. I'm willing to acknowledge that that was a mistake on my part, but I still stand by that sea superiority in this case doesn't mean that much, because when we look at the map as a whole, and I'm pulling it up on my screen, the sea isn't really an issue. You got this large river that runs in between Valkenheim and the other two territories, but other than that, there's this massive sea in between Valkenheim and the Mire, and that doesn't give them as much of an advantage as you might think. So I don't think that's a big factor. And in fact, if that is all there is to it, that river right there, it doesn't change much. The Vikings will have to cross over that river to get to Ashfeld or the Mire, and they'd have trouble getting up the beaches. And even if they did manage to take a few castles on the coast, it won't take much for the Knights or the Samurai to quickly take it back or fight back. Another thing that some people pointed out to me, which I think is funny, they're like, you acknowledge that the Vikings have numbers on their side, but what about if they take a castle? You're saying that they would easily lose it? Okay, well, first of all, I said that the Vikings didn't have great siege weapons, so it would be more difficult to take a fat castle or fortress. And secondly, even if they do take it, we have to consider the casualties that they would suffer. They probably, if they enter the battle with, say, 200 soldiers, by the end of the battle, they may be down to 100. They may be down by 50%. 100 people defending one castle from reinforced knights or reinforced samurai isn't going to be an easy thing. So, lots of stuff to take into this. I'm a big tactical thinking kind of person. I like to think about how this battle would play out in the long term. Not just, oh, well, this guy has this weapon, therefore he wins. I never liked that kind of argument. Between you and me, guys, just this whole idea of, oh, well, this weapon does this much damage, therefore it wins. That's very video game logic. And granted, this is a video game, but to me, when we're talking about warfare, there's a lot more that goes into it than that. Like food, government, tactics, technology. These things all matter. So that's where I stand on that. All right, so now that we have a lot more people on, and I think it's time we go ahead and get started on the Wu Lin. So let me first introduce you to the Blue Dragon War Party. Okay, here's how I got started on the Blue Dragon War Party. I did some research on how the Wu Lin fit into For Honor, and supposedly what happened was, in China, we're going to call it China because I don't know what else to call it, but in China, when the cataclysm hit 1,000 years ago, it affected China too, and it broke up into several warring states, very much like what For Honor has going on, and they all started warring with each other, with the Wu Lin sort of coming out on top. But now China's basically a desert zone now. There's not a lot of resources, so the emperor has decided to open up the gates of the Great Wall to let people go west and discover what's out there and see if there's any new land they could take. But he's not releasing his whole army yet, because first he's sending out expeditionary parties. And I decided one of these expeditionary parties is going to be the Blue Dragon War Party. And we'll talk about why the Blue Dragon in just a minute. But let's go ahead and get into a match so we can talk about it. So, going into Breach as we do. Kind of went to oh yeah, Amin, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have lost it like that. I just got so mad about that. Okay, so I don't mind being told I'm wrong. I don't mind discussion, but sometimes it's when people say, "Oh, he's just ignoring facts." That's what gets me. That's what gets me. I don't ignore these things. Okay, so going in with Zhang Jun first. I want to start with Zhang Jun. And we'll talk about why. You're going to like this, guys. I think you're going to like what I put together with these guys. Okay, so the Zhang Jun's name is Ching Long, or King Long. He was known as King Long. Now, that's not his real name. No one remembers his real name because he doesn't go by it anymore. He calls himself King Long, which is the Blue Dragon of the Great Empire. He's the Blue Dragon of the East. All right, so during the later stages of the Civil War, this guy was a master of war. This guy knew battle like the back of his hand. He won all of his engagements. He was a master general for the Wu Lin. This guy earned his title, okay? He was exceptional. He was so good, in fact, that the emperor of the Wu Lin started to go, the soldiers love him more than they love me. And that's not good. I don't want them all loving him more than they love me. Oh, hold on. Let me turn down the volume a little bit for me, because I can't even hear myself. Yeah, he does kind of remind me of Iroh, doesn't he? I love Iroh. I love Avatar: Last Airbender. Okay, back to what I was saying. Okay, so this guy was great, and the Emperor was kind of like, I don't like the fact that his soldiers love him more than they love me. So he thinks, this guy needs to lose. I need him to actually lose a battle so that my citizens will love me again. So what he does is he comes up with a plan. I'm going to make him lose by making him lose something precious. All right, so there were these bandits, right? And he says, hey, Ching Long, I want you to go to this place and wipe out these bandits, all right? Do this for me and bring more glory to my name and to the Wu Lin, right? So he's like, yep, I'm a good soldier. I will do just that. So he heads out and he's drawing up his battle lines to fight these bandits. But then the bandits walk out with a woman. And it's not just any woman. This is Gao Li, his wife. Turns out the emperor handed the wife over to the bandits so that she would be leverage. He wouldn't attack if they had his wife. Yeah, they would not attack if he had his wife. So he hesitates. He's like, I can't attack. I can't go at them because they have my wife. But she yells at him across the field of battle, don't hesitate. Don't worry about me. Kill them. Kill them all. But he won't do it. He just will not put his wife in danger. So she takes matters into her own hands. She wrestles herself free of her captors and throws herself onto the sword of one of the bandits, killing herself. Let that sink in for a microsecond while I go and try to save my team. Yep, she kills herself. Ching Long is so hurt and upset by the loss of his wife, he has no idea how to react. He stands there dumbfounded while his own soldiers roar in anger. Finally, after he comes to his senses, he demands no quarter. He will eradicate these bandits off the face of the earth. And he slaughters every single one of them. Not one is left standing. But even though he won the battle, he stands over his wife's corpse and he can't stand it. He can't stand what he's seen. He can't stand what's happened. And so he decides that he's done leading these great armies. He's ready to die, and he just doesn't know what else to do. And the emperor is furious because his plan failed. The emperor's like, dang it! My plan failed. I got to come up with something new. So he decides, instead of sending him to his death, he's just going to send him away from China. So he says, hey man, you know how I opened up the Great Wall for people to go through? You can go through too. I'm going to let you lead my war party, the Blue Dragon Party, and you're going to go through and try to take as much land for the Wu Lin as you can. He agrees. And he has no intention of returning. He intends to die on this expedition. So he forms the Blue Dragon War Party to leave China and go discover what's beyond the walls. And everyone loves him. His soldiers love him. People who are already in Heathmore, who are part of the Wu Lin, want to join up with him because they believe that he's an unbeatable general. None of them have any idea that he has come here to die. Oh, don't worry. He's not going to bow. He's not going to fall down and die. He's not just going to say, hey, someone please kill me. But he's just like, he has no intention of returning to China alive. He's going to die in battle and rejoin his wife. And no, he's not going to remarry. He has no interest. There's only one woman for him. So, what do y'all think of Ching Long? Any thoughts? I'll let y'all take a minute to die. Oh, shoot. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I'm gonna die. Better go heal up. Okay, so I wrote this. Did I write this story myself? Yes, I did. I have designed all these characters and all their stories myself. I didn't get the notification of you going live. Sorry about that. I'm so impressed. Thank you, Galaxy. Big sad. Yep. Sup, midget. I'm not a midget. Oof, my man Long got it rough. If you could divide the 4 factions into the 4 elements, who would be and what? Who would be and why? Give me some time to think on that one. I would actually need to think on that. Come on, Nobushi. Let's see whose shaft is longer. Ooh, sexual joke. I am ashamed of myself. Did you just grab her booby? You should be ashamed of yourself. You're old enough to be her grandpa. Heck, you might be her grandpa. You don't even know. Tremendous storytelling once again, Raven. Thank you, Midget. Wu Lin, Earth Knights, Fire Viking. Yeah, cool. I'll think on it. Okay, so the purpose of the party is to find and conquer land for China, or just to discover, you know, just to learn what's out there. They're basically there as an expeditionary fleet. Dang, the only one from him, she straight killed herself in front of him. Men, we don't know what we did. She loved her husband, and she didn't want to see him throw away victory for her. It would have been truly dishonorable. And she loved her husband too much to let him suffer that kind of defeat. That right there is devotion, guys. Sounds like a man who would not hesitate to fight greenskins with honor and self-loathing. Oh, dude. I can't wait to get to him showing up to fight the orcs. You're gonna love that. Ah, dang it, I'm dead. I'm alive. No, you stay away. No, you got me. Okay, anyway. I can see this chapter, whose name I don't know how to spell, singing Leaves from the Vine. Oh, yeah, he totally could. Earth, Water, Wind, and Fire. Love, I can't. Knights are more Earth-themed, really. How old is Chen? How old is Ching Long? Right now in the story, he's like in his late 60s, early 70s. The dude's gotten pretty old. He's gotten pretty up there. Yep. Also, I feel Earth wouldn't be Knights, Wind would be Samurai, Water would be Viking, Wu Lin would be Fire, probably. Wait for him to find out about the plot to kill him, or I misspelled his name. Ching Long is. I'll type it out in the comments. It is. There. I didn't drop any oil on it. Now I'm sad. Okay, so that is Ching Long. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Now let's talk about the Tiandi. They were the ones I was waiting to talk about because I have 2 Tiandi in the story. They're both important though. Oh no, you don't. I'm getting revenge. Come on, old Genesis. In my opinion, JJ's heavy attacks waste so much stamina. I mean, I know that he can recover pretty quickly, but good lord, I feel like I run out of it so fast. Because in my opinion, one of the best ways to play JJ is to cancel attacks, but canceling attacks costs even more stamina. Got him. Yes. Okay. Do they have nuke like Sunda? No. Does the party have a certain design emblem that you can recognize them by? I haven't designed one for them yet, honestly. I need to. Add a Lubu character, I don't know, maybe I will. I haven't thought about that. What I've been doing is I've been trying to think about the story itself and make characters specifically for the story. So, new characters might arrive, but until then, we've got what we've got. You don't give up, dude. Oh, wait, no, you're a different JJ. I'm fighting 2 JJs. No! This is most unkosher. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. I need to deal with this issue. Ah, finally got me. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Let's talk about Tiandi. I have 2 Tiandi, one male and one female, but both serve very important purposes. Their names are Lin, the female, and Taojun. Not Jiangjun, like the character in For Honor. Taojun. Now, Rin and Taojun are both Tiandis that work underneath Ching Long. Lots of Chinese names today. Please try to keep up. There's a test later. Taojun is the tiger, okay? He is tough as nails, very aggressive, all about war. He's the one who says, there's only one way we're going to win this fight, and that's by going in guns blazing, ready to fight and take names. He's the one who's the first one to rush into battle. Oh, dude, he's just a badass, okay? So that's Taojun, but Lin, not as much. She's actually, and this is going to shock you guys, a bit of a scaredy cat. She does not like fighting that much. She's a good tactician and is very good at problem solving, but she doesn't like actually going in to fight. She doesn't enjoy actual combat. It's not fun to her. So quite often she's called the scaredy cat Lin because she doesn't want to actually go to fight. Ching Long was actually asked, why did you choose her as your Tiandi? She's a coward. She doesn't want to fight. And he replied, because I need 2 voices in my ear. One voice of a tiger who rushes to battle, but another voice of a pacifist who understands the value of peace. What is the purpose of war if not to obtain peace? A quote from Ching Long in the story. Apollyon would be sickened by it. Let me deal with you. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Dang it. Dang it. Ow. Alright, so. How do I choose the names for my characters? Very carefully. Takes a long time for me to think up names for my characters. Sometimes they just come to me. Sometimes they require me to think about it. Like Ching Long, that actually means blue dragon or azure dragon. So. And yes, you may call him a shepherd to sheep, but in my opinion, he's a little bit more badass. A pacifist Tiandi is pretty cool. I didn't think warriors in this universe could be pacifists. Well, that's why it's so weird. I thought, that'd be so cool. Let's have a character who actually doesn't want to kill people, who actually doesn't want to fight. She's actually more of a, oh, rain from the heavens! That's called a mandate of heaven right there. And the mandate is death. Couldn't resist it. I'm sorry, guys. That was too perfect. Okay. So, when they actually have... There's actually going to be a scene in the story, and we'll get to it sooner rather than later, where the factions are all brought together to discuss plans on how to deal with the orcs. When Ching Long is sitting in on that, he's going to turn to his 2 Tiandi, Lin and Taojun, and say, what do you think we should do? And they're both going to have very different answers. Taojun is going to say, let's build up our war party and head in there and wipe out some orcs before they have the chance to draw up battle lines. Tai Lin is going to say, actually, I think we should wait for what the other factions decide to do and follow their lead because they know this land better than we do. And actually, Ching Long takes her side. He actually thinks that she's got the right idea. Cao Jun is not going to like that idea, and he's going to say, no, well, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and start an attack. So he leads a small group of like-minded warriors with him, and they start a preemptive strike on an orc camp. At first, they do pretty well, but then they start losing, and they get overwhelmed, and Chai Lin has to lead her followers to save him. That's when she loses her nickname as a scaredy cat. All right. So, questions about Chai Lin and Cao Jin? Maybe she should teach these warfighting Shaolins the pacifist way. Maybe she should. We'll get to the Shaolin in a minute. Ah ha ha! Reigning Wardens. Come on, guys. Destroy the ram. Destroy the ram. Destroy the ram. Protect the ram. Yeah, I know Faelion would not like some of these characters, but I think that they make it more unique that way. You did not just stop that. Black Crier, you have been pissing me off all match. Oh no, they have the flag. That no. Someone stop him. Someone stop him. Do not let him plant that flag. Do not let him plant that flag. Someone stop him. Dang it. You're all worthless. I hate it when this happens. Would you stop, JJ? When I came in playing JJ, I thought I'd be the only JJ. One of us needs to go home and change, and it ain't gonna be me. I was here first. Bong! Out of here. All right. Will Chai Lin come to blows with Helen? No, they will not. But they will have an interesting dynamic. Actually, it's gonna be Actually, it's gonna be Ching Long, who has the interesting relationship with Helen. We're pulling back. Come on. I better go drop some oil. That'll give me something to do. Oh yeah, I can't wait to talk about Shaolin, but I may save him for after this match because I actually want to play the Shaolin while talking about him. Here, let's drop some oil. Khan comes in and steamrolls the orcs. There will be no Khan in this story, sorry. That Guan Yu looks sick, right? Oh yeah, I love this character. Do you think Imperium would integrate armor designs from all four factions? I wish they would. In the future, will you have icon profile for your characters? I'll try. We're gonna have to make a For Honor and Glory wiki or something. Oh, that'd be cool. If anyone knows how to do that, feel free. How'd you do that? Teach me your ways, enemy Xiao Jun. Ooh, good try, but I am the master. Ooh, good dodge, good dodge. Come on. Oh, I thought I could bait him. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. No. 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 Yes. 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 You will learn the power of yes. Off topic, but have you thought of a better name for War Mommy, or are you just sticking with Helen? I might just stick with Helen. That's such a good name. Go away, JJ. Aha! Victory is mine. And you dead. Hiya! Alright. And let's grow some bamboo. Bada bing, bada boom. Bamboo. I love it. Cool. Okay. Can someone remind me who the orcs are? I haven't given names to the orcs. I would love an animation on this story. I'd probably try to make one for entertainment. Oh, I wish I could make animations. I wish I had that skill. I do not. I certainly do not. The orcs are a xeno race in 40k. They live for wards, all they believe. Yep. They reproduce by spores. Yep. Makes them very difficult to put down. Yep. Okay, so before we go in, let's go ahead and show you what my characters look like. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Since we've talked about 3 of them now, let's actually show you. So you've seen JJ. This is Ching Long. Let's get a look all around. Dude's a baller. All right, next are the Tiandis. This is Lin. And this, it's Sajin. Now you'll actually notice that Sajin's color scheme is very similar to Ching Long's because he's devoted to Ching Long. He is very much a friend of Ching Long, and you know, they're associated. They often talk with each other and are their confidants. Whereas Lin is more her own color, her own design, and that's partially because she is very different from the others. I wanted her to stand out. So off topic, but after catching myself loving the idea of a pirate in For Honor, I'm starting a 2-part series of what if scenario following pirates finding their way into For Honor. That's cool. Oh, and Galaxy, you may not have been around for it, but I've been doing a story called For Honor and Glory, where we're talking about the idea of Warhammer 40k orcs ending up in the For Honor world and how the For Honor warriors react to it. So if you want to catch up on that, just watch the 4 chapters so far. All right, so next up, well, let's go ahead and just show you what I've got. Next up, this is the Nusya. Everybody like the Nusya? This is my Nusya. Do we got any Nusya mains in my audience? The Nusya's name is Faelion. We'll talk about her after we talk about the Shaolin. This is my Shaolin. His name is Bao Shin. And this is my Sun Hu. Her name is Ying. Ying. And we've got, if you're interested, once I get some right, oh, do you have pictures for your characters in Discord so artists can draw them? Tell you what I'll do. I will take pictures of my characters at the end of this live stream and post them in Discord so that you can all see them. The orcs are a bioweapon of the old ones designed only to kill Catan. Oh, you're talking about the orcs. Sorry. Yeah, I remember watching your Nusya video a while back, and I was like, wow, that's such a great design. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go ahead and play around with Shaolin so I can talk about Bao Shin. Ooh, I want to talk about Bao Shin. I love his character. I actually ran his character by my brother to see what he thought. He loved it. Ah, and we're at Chang Pass. Could it be any more perfect? I submit that it could not. Yes, I will write their name, Joe. I will write their names. Amin Bay teleports behind me. Bring it on. I once had this mental image that I would just be sitting in my armchair, you know, typing, and all of a sudden somebody just appears behind me with a sword in hand ready to strike me down. I don't even turn around to look at them. I just know they're there. Then I go ahead. You're only killing a man. All right, so anyway, let's talk about Bao Shin. From what I researched, well, first let's talk about this. Shaolin is a temple, a monastery. It's where it's a Buddhist monk monastery in the heart of China. When the cataclysm hit, the Shaolin monk remained for a little while until it was raided by bandits and mostly destroyed. After that happened, the Shaolin who didn't die ran for the hills. You know, they tried to run away. Now, let me turn on my thing again. It's kind of loud. There we go. Bao Shin was one of the monks who fled the temple and lived alone, and he hated his solitude. He hated living on his own. He hated being a nomad. He was forced to, you know, beg, take scraps that were given to him and offer blessings in return. His faith was shaken. He didn't know how he could live as a pacifist when doing so had allowed his family, his brothers in the temple, to be destroyed. Let me deal with you. But he submitted to his life, and he decided, you know what, if I'm going to be living on my own, I need to go on a pilgrimage. I need to learn the ways of the world. So he decides to travel west with a small caravan and start learning. And in the caravan were a couple of other monks like him, so he felt a little enriched. You know, he felt good about himself. You know, things are looking up. Things aren't that bad for Bao Shin. But then things get bad when a Viking raid attacks. Yeah, Vikings attack his caravan and they're separated again. He's starving, he's wounded, he's on his own, he has nowhere to go. He basically wanders the wilderness looking for any place that will take him, but because he's a Wu Lin, someone from China, no one will take him in because they assume he's an enemy. Oh, hold on. You again. Kensei. Stop it. No. Oh, come on. Ah, I died. Okay, anyway. Oh, thank you, Joe Boomstick. So anyway, all right, let's get back to Bao Shin. So Bao Shin is injured, hungry, thirsty, wounded, nowhere to go. He wanders around Heathmore looking for someone who will take him in. Finally, he comes across a monastery in Ashfeld, a sanctuary, the cathedral. And when he comes there, he meets a monk who wears robes he's not familiar with. This monk's name was Friar Lucas. Friar Lucas took him in and gave him sanctuary so that the other knights would not harm him. Treated his wounds, gave him something to eat, and though they couldn't communicate by language, they were able to understand each other as both being people of high spirituality. He stayed with Lucas for a long time until his injuries could heal. And in that time that the people of Ashfeld talked, being able to speak in broken Latin, he could communicate with Lucas and ask him questions about why didn't the knights hurt him while he was here? They knew he was there. Why didn't the knights hurt him? Why didn't the knights attack him or kill him? Lucas explained, it's because those who live in the house of the Lord, in this sanctuary, are offered that sanctuary. You can't be hurt as long as you stay here with me under my protection. And he thought, that's amazing. That is so cool. Thank you so much for offering me that. And so he stays and he does small-time chores, and he tries to teach Lucas about his Buddhist practices and about his homeland. But he was so angry at his homeland for such a long time for allowing it to get so bad and so depraved that it left him homeless, he didn't have anything good to say about it. So he starts learning about Lucas and what he believes. And it intrigues him. Oh no. Come on. Thank you, Tiandi. Oh, it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty. Get out of my sight. So, while sleeping one night, a couple months into his stay, Vikings attack the monastery to steal valuables within it. There are no knights around to defend it, so Friar Lucas tries to go out and appease them by giving them whatever he can, but the Vikings are kind of laughing in his face, you know, just treating him like crap. Like, ah, you really think that's going to satisfy us? Come on, man. We're going to kick your butt. So Friar Lucas is going to be killed, or worse, by the Vikings. Well, Bao Shin wakes up, hears what's going on, runs outside, and kills the Vikings in a rage because Lucas is the only friend he's had since his monastery was, since the Shaolin monastery was destroyed. He saves Lucas, but then he feels so ashamed that he spilt blood on this sacred ground. But Lucas just embraces him and thanks him, you know, like, you saved me, man. You did what you had to do. And he goes, no, I killed people. My brothers would be ashamed of me. And then he explains that sometimes, you know, you have to do what you have to do to protect people. That's the one truth, you know. We stand by one another. We're brothers in arms. And so Bao Shin changes his name to Paul because it's easier for Lucas to pronounce. And he lives there for another month until Ching Long's war party passes through. Bao Shin is familiar with who Ching Long is and asks permission from Lucas to finally leave the monastery to go with Ching Long and hopefully share what he's learned with his kinsmen, so that maybe he can protect more people from his homeland and people from here by getting to know them better and learning from them. Lucas offers his blessings, and they part ways, and Bao Shin becomes a confidant of Ching Long and a spiritual advisor. Of course, he doesn't offer as much Buddhist advice as he probably would, as other Shaolin probably would. Instead, he constantly pulls out a book written in Latin that Ching Long has never seen before. Okay, so that's Bao Shin. What do you think? Is your Shaolin Christian a Christian Wu Lin? Interesting. He just runs outside and boom, army dead. And answer the question, yes, he converted. He converted because he was shown kindness by the Christian friar, and he saw so much hope in what the Christian friar could teach him. He was very much impressed by it. Move to the inner gate. Come on. Aha! Gotcha! You would pull a revenge out of your butt. Go heal that guy. I'm gonna go kick some butt. Alright, anyway. He's really cool, actually. I really like the idea of a converted character. So cool. A Christian monk. Very cool take. I like it. Agree. Good. I'm glad y'all liked it. I was concerned that a lot of people would say, oh, you sell out. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I mean, people keep complaining the Knights aren't Christian. Okay, I'm making a Christian Wu Lin. And what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Come on, Tiandi. You gotta do better than that, Tiandi. No. No. In the name of God. There we go. Alright. Yeah, the Revenant Slayer, you know what? I'll get that for him. I'm gonna go ahead and get that for him. Come on. Come on, old boy. Aw, thanks, News. Show you're a friend. Alright. Let's go. Ooh, good dodge. Very good dodge. Oh no, I'm outnumbered. Whatever is a monk to do. Nope. Oh no, he's light spamming. Ah, he got me. No. 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 Okay, anyway. Makes me think, okay, wouldn't he have a black too in his color scheme with orange to represent his new faith? Actually, that's a good point. I may need to change that. And here I thought you created a battle-loving Shaolin. Oh, not quite. Not quite. He is a monk who believes that battle is necessary. Okay, so anyway. It's a reasonable story. Cultures nearby one another will inevitably influence the other, and taking shelter in a Christian monastery would certainly influence someone already religious, would it not? Exactly. Exactly right. Okay, so now let's talk about the Nusha, Faelion. Ever since she was a little girl, Faelion had one goal: to dance in the Emperor's court. You know, she wanted to be a dancer. She wanted to be an entertainer. She taught herself to dance with any tool, in any outfit, in any circumstance. She mastered her balance, her grace, everything she could. Why? Because she wanted to entertain a royal court. Because she's just awesome like that. Well, when she became a young adult, she had her chance. It wasn't for the Emperor, but there was a caravan and a noble heading on their way to the Western world, and they needed an entertainer, and she was brought on to do it. Nope. Oh God, no. No, you don't. You are not healing that Kensei on my watch. There we go. Oh, no, you don't. Nuh-uh. 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 No. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? How did I miss that? I didn't miss that one. Kagamitsu no Jutsu. Yatta. Hi, Raven. Hi, Katsu. All right, so now that we got that, it's back to Faelion. All right, sorry, I got distracted. That happens to me a lot more than I want to admit. All right, so Faelion. She joins the caravan and heads off to the Western world, and one night she's asked to dance with two hook swords. Of course she knows how to do it. She can handle that, right? So she goes in to do it and does it beautifully. Everyone is entranced and in love with her performance. It's great, right? The noble was really happy with her. She feels satisfied. Next morning, she's arrested because it turns out the noble is dead with her sword in his gut. She has now been framed for a crime she did not commit. She's going to be sent back to China in a week's time to face punishment and probably death for the crime of killing a noble. Until they can arrange for her to be sent back, though, she's tied to a post in the middle of camp to be mocked and jeered at by everyone she traveled with. While there, though, she overhears conversation and she finds out who the actual killer is. Tiandi, who was serving the noble, who had his own personal issues with the noble and had used her to be the scapegoat when he killed him. So she hatches a plan. The Tiandi comes to her in the middle of the night offering her water, and she says, "I'll take the water, but I want something else too." She goes, "You see, I'm going to be executed when I get back to China. That's a definite. And I'm still a virgin, so I want to experience true womanhood before I get executed. Maybe you could help me with that?" So he doesn't see any problem there, so he gets ready to, you know, crouching tiger, hidden dragon. And that was such a dumb comparison. But as soon as he lets her loose to do the thing, she pulls a shiv that she made out of the wooden post and stabs him right through the throat. She then grabs the hook swords that she had originally danced with and uses those to fight her way to freedom and escape further into Heathmoor. While running through Heathmoor, she comes across Ching Long's Blue Dragon group and asks Ching Long for sanctuary, for shelter. Ching Long, you know, understands her plight and offers her safety and says that as long as you're with me, you'll be safe, as long as you don't mind getting into a fight every now and then. She comes to admire Ching Long her and swears her loyalty to him because in her mind he gave her a second chance at life. He's keeping her safe, and as such she will spill blood for him and dance for him anytime he asks. And that's Faelion. Oh God, I'll read your comments in a section. No, dang it. All right, anyway. Gamison would wave probably 0 to 100 real quick. My man's thirsty. They do wear padding under the armor. Wood is available in humongous amounts since you know the mire. Well, yeah. Oh no. Got him. Alright, anyway. My man horny. That was a brilliant comparison. Dishonor, killing a man with his pants down. Would iron be available in the mire? Thrusting dragon technique. Don't, no. Oh, gosh, you frickin' Kensei's pulling out your revenge from nowhere. Nucci, I'm a little mad. I wanted that kill. Oh, well, who cares? Who bloody cares? Wait, does JJ have a child? I haven't decided yet. It's very scarce, but is it available? Oh. And give her womanhood to him, but my man long like that. My girl saying for me in the... yeah. Yeah. JJ is too busy conquering for such basic and carnal pursuits. This is true. Yeah, he's not interested in trading out his wife for Faelion. Besides, he's much older than her, so he probably doesn't want none of that. What the frick? Did my remote freeze up? How did that happen? Oh well. Okay, so we've talked about all them. Now there's only one more Wu Lin to talk about. Ying. Ying is my Zanhu. Now, for those of you listening, here's the thing about Ying. For you to understand and appreciate her backstory, you need to know a little something about 40K. I'll tell you her backstory, and then I will reveal something about 40K to you. All right. Ying was an exceptional young woman, education-wise. She was pretty, sure, but she loved to study. She became very skilled in philosophy, sciences, mathematics. She was just an all-around very brilliant young woman. Very smart, very talented. She eventually got the attention of the Wu Lin Emperor, who hired her on as a Zanhu to conduct experiments to better improve their arsenal of the Wu Lin. So, she begins studying different ways of producing fire and pyrotechnics, but she comes up with this theory. She thinks, is it possible that a human could create fire without the use of accelerants or trigger mechanisms? Could you create it, say, with the mind? Well, obviously this is ridiculous, but she's not going to let something like logic stop her from trying something out. So she quickly starts experimenting, and one of her experiments ends up blowing a giant hole in the Wu Lin Emperor's palace. He doesn't want to just straight up kill her because that would be a waste, but he doesn't want her in the palace anymore, so he sends her on her merry way to the west with the Ching Long group, the Blue Dragon group. She thinks that her experiments are over. She's kind of like, oh man, that's it, I'm done. I can't do any more experiments. I'm just going to give it all up. I've been disgraced. I'm just going to be a warrior. That's it. Well, when the orcs start attacking and the factions decide that they're going to have a meeting to decide what happens, Inquisitor Corvan shows up personally to help explain what's going on, and when she meets him, he takes an immediate interest in her that she can't explain, and he won't explain. But meeting him gives her hope that there may be more for her in her experiments after all. What Corvan hasn't told her and will not tell her is that she's a psyker. Yeah, y'all guessed it. She's a psyker. Ying is a psyker, which means that she has a connection to the warp, which is, for those of you who aren't familiar with 40K, is an alternate plane of existence, kind of like between the veil of reality, and those who can tap into its powers are called psykers. And her dream of one day producing fire with her thoughts, for a psyker, wouldn't be an impossibility. She could potentially do it. But he doesn't want to tell her any of this, because if she knows that she's capable of these things, he could cause her to experiment into things she really shouldn't, like the warp. And as most people who know Warhammer 40K know, people who experiment with the warp tend to suffer drastic consequences from it, and risk bringing chaos into the picture. So he's not going to tell her anything about that. But he still wants her abilities on board because they could prove useful. Alright, so Now you know about Xu Ying. Any thoughts?
Soldiers!
Yeah. The king challenged her to an Agni. Yeah, she's a psyker. You call it. Let's go. Don't come back till you catch the warden, she says. That's awesome. I'm sorry. That's great. She's Zuko. She's even got the scar on the eye. She's just Zuko. I love it. That's great. Come on, guys. Help me take commander.
You cannot best me.
I'm besting you. Oh, I'm besting you. Oh, no. That wasn't good. Alright, you hope chaos makes an appearance. I will neither confirm nor deny that allegation. That's rough, buddy. Yes, it was. Well, I just think it's hysterical. We were just talking about which elements the four factions would be, and literally Sanhu is Zuko. No, we lost. I came close. Okay. My girlfriend turned into the warp. That's rough, buddy. Alright. So, now y'all know the Blue Dragon group as it stands. So, I'll give y'all a few minutes to ask questions or comment, and I will read what you have to say. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on what I've shared with you, because now we've talked about all the factions. We've talked about all of my original characters for the faction wars, and for this coming story. Love to hear what y'all think. How did she just become good at fighting? The Sanhu in the lore are trained as warriors as well as alchemists and scientists. So when she was brought on as a Sanhu, she would have had basic martial training too. Yeah, Warhammer took me a while to learn too, man. I'm not gonna lie. What are the color schemes of the Blue Dragon? All right, sure, that's a good question. I'll pull that up real quick. They are this right here. We're talking very light azure color with silver and black. It would be this kind of color scheme right here. And what I used for him was, what was the name of it? I used the Journey color scheme, which is got at Reputation 10, level 18. Reputation 10, level 18. So I would get the Journey color scheme for the Wu Lin to get the Blue Dragon colors. I, for some reason, completely forgot psykers existed. As did I. Now, give us the juicy, heavy spoilers. No. So if she's Zuko, does she have a spoiled demeanor and an inferiority complex? She just might. But yeah, look at her. She even has the scar. Look at that. She's even got the scar. Isn't that perfect? Okay. So why not involve Yorm? Wouldn't they think this is the beginning of a Ragnarok or Ragnarok happening? They probably would. Will there be backstabbing? Yes, there will be. Will you use some of the green skin technology from Total War Warhammer, for example, the Doom Diver Catapult? I'm still working on what I'm going to give the orcs access to. I'm still working that out, but you'll know when I know. What about Horkos, the Horkos Nimtaba? Horkos is going to be another thing entirely. We'll talk about Horkos in terms of this story later. Yeah, my type of woman. Can we get a roll call of every character? So you want to remember. What I will do is in the Discord, when this is all over, I will get a picture of every single one of the characters and put them up on the Discord with their name, and so that way you know who is who. Yeah, if you gave orcs guns, if you gave anyone guns, they'd probably steamroll Heath more. That's one of the things that made me want to make the orcs feral. Random question, do you think the other world is canon and For Honor? Sure. Just like I think the Jormungandr Serpent is canon. It's an event. It's just something that they added. Jack-o'-lantern emote is back. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, well, just about out of time. Oh, yeah, the warp. What does this mean for the odd powers of the black power of Hitakira? Might those be connected to the warp? Possibly. As said, wouldn't Shaolin have black to represent? Oh, yep, let's go ahead and fix that while I've got that up. Let's go ahead and fix that. Let's see what we got. That might look better. Maybe Transit Umbra. That one will work too, I think. Yeah, Transient Umbra probably looks better. Ooh, what about that one? Sea Sun? Maybe. Ooh, Fall. Order of Horkos Draconite is just warp trickery. Maybe Nurgle's doing. Oh, he would Serpent. Oh, the World Serpent is canon for some reason. Yeah, for some reason. We won't mention why. I think we'll go with this one. It's got orange and black in it, which I think works. Okay. The Shaolin looks like a tiger. Well, he is a tiger. Come on. Will you add on counting lore by Ubisoft to your story or slowly diverging? I'm going to slowly diverge. Also, your Shaolin got some purity seals. Oh, yeah. I like them purity seals. I'm going to think that those are just pages from the Bible. All right. I'm going to rock the blue dragon for my team. Yeah, man. Rock that blue dragon. I would love it if you guys sent me any of your characters that you made members of the factions that I have. So, just a reminder, my knights are the Noble Legion, the Vikings are the Vikings of Hrafenfeld, the Samurai are the Samurai Warriors of Amaku, and the Wu Lin are the Wu Lin Blue Dragon War Party. So now y'all know each one of my original factions for the story. If you want to add your own characters and put them into those individual groups, feel free to. I'd love it. I bet Raven furiously spanks it. Took NSF done fan art of females on who? I will not confirm that allegation. The Blue Turban Rebellion. Ha! Yes, beat you with faith. What hath your brought upon these cursed lands? So many things. Gotta get color schemes. What are they again, Raven? Can you put on Discord? Yes, I will put all the color schemes on Discord so that y'all can see them. I will do that either tonight or tomorrow morning. Let me go ahead and say this, guys, because I forgot to mention it, and I do need to mention it. Work-wise, it's going to be a little funky this weekend. I'm working a closing shift tomorrow, which means I will be working from about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to possibly midnight. It's going to be a very late night for me. Then the next day on Halloween, I'm going to be working a double shift, which means I go in the morning and then I stay until pretty late. And then Sunday, I work another closing shift. And for those of y'all wondering what time zone I'm in, Eastern Standard Time. I live in South Carolina in the United States. So now you know what time zone I go by. So just be aware, if I don't answer y'all's stuff very quickly, know that that's the reason why. But I love reading y'all's discussions in the Discord. I love seeing what y'all talk about. Raven has a voice for print. I've got a voice like a dying frog with laryngitis. God, you should hear me sing. I used to sing in my choir at church. Ooh, man, that was a nightmare. Wait, hey, might we get an invite for the server so those of us not in the server already share character ideas? Where will the streams go from here? Okay, so first of all, I will put the Discord invite in the description. So those of you who want to join the Discord who haven't yet, check the description. I'll be editing it right. Hold on. I'll go ahead and add it right now. I'll add it right now so that y'all have it. Let me copy paste this. Paste. And save. Okay, you should check the Discord now. You should check now and see the description. It should have the Discord join link. Okay. Where will the streams go from here? Good question. I'll answer that in a minute. If we make characters for honor and glory, would you prefer they be actual for honor heroes and weapons, or can we get creative? You can get creative, but I'm going to need details. We need cooking with Raven, maybe. Have you seen my alternate Date Masamune Kensei? Yes, I have. It looks awesome, by the way. Don't work too hard, man. I try not to. I really try not to. What's your occupation? I have 3 jobs. This one, because hopefully I'll be making money doing this. I teach Muay Thai part-time, probably once or twice a week if they have me and my schedule allows it. But my primary job is I work in a restaurant as a manager in training. I help cook, I help make sauces and stuff like that. I help clean dishes, I wait tables sometimes, I help do to-goes, I help prep, I do a little bit of everything because that's what management training involves. Will there be any love scenes? You're damn right there will. I may not be good at writing love scenes, but I'm going to put them in here, okay? Just going to give you a bad reminder, female Shugoki, Samurai, Senton, etc. There are things we don't talk about, and you talked about them. Any chance I can show armor ideas for the heroes we'd love to see? Yes. Yes, you can. You certainly can. Okay, guys, the last thing that I'll answer here, well, maybe I'll answer some more, but the big one that I want to answer here. I was asked where will the streams go from here? Mostly they'll be Q&As, or maybe I'll do streams of me playing new games or getting new footage, or maybe if there's something big I want to talk about in terms of the game, or in terms of things going on in my life, or things going on in terms of the Order of the Raven group, I will do streams about that. And if there are ever times where you say, hey man, could you do a stream where you talk to us about this, or could you discuss this topic and I want to do it in a stream, I may do it then. If you want me to go specifically into a single character, like if y'all said, hey man, I'd really like to hear you talk about the Nobushi and Warden relationship in the story, could you talk to us about your details on that, I may do a stream dedicated to that. I'll leave it up to y'all because right now, again, a lot of this is kind of up in the air. I just kind of want to see where it goes. I like your Warden X Nobu. I like it too. What type of love scene? Better be moist. Oh yeah, hot and moist. This is cursed. It is cursed. We have cursed this now. It's a good sign that I've probably taken this into a place it should not go. Okay, anyway guys, jokes aside, I'm glad to see your amazing progress of your story. Can you do a stream for Otherworld Heroes Explained? You mean like the monsters that we're seeing here? Maybe. I may do that sometime. Macaroni in a pot. Anyway, all right guys, this has been fun. Really enjoyed this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed too. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. If you have friends or family who haven't subscribed, get them to subscribe too. We are only 20 away from the goal. So excited guys, we're almost there. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate you. I will see you in the next stream or in the next video, whichever comes first. Later, guys.